Make sure you're playing the right playlist, otherwise it's going to get claimed.
No, I just put royalty-free music, and I just clicked the first playlist that came up. That said copyright.
Not all of them are actually royalty-free. Play the one I sent you. Especially shit that has lyrics. Usually that stuff is not royalty-free.
What did you send? You sent it in the chat,
Whoops. Right? By the way, you're streaming all this right now, so everyone can see your screen. Just a heads up.
Starbucks Double Shot Energy is the perfect pick-me-up for your mental focus. With several delicious flavors to choose from, including vanilla, mocha, and white chocolate, there's a taste for any occasion. Now with an exciting new caramel flavor. Enjoy the delicious taste of Starbucks coffee with classic caramel flavor. Fuel your focus. Tap or click the banner to find Starbucks Double Shot Energy on. At grocery stores, convenience stores, and gas stations nationwide.
I'm Andrea, founder of a boutique handbag brand, Andy, and this is why I switched to Shopify. I tried 3 other platforms prior to Shopify, and I remember my breaking point was when I would try to make one little change and my entire site would go down. Shopify made it really easy for me to shift everything over and hit the ground running. I was able to migrate my products and all of my customer information over. Start your free trial with Shopify today.
Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Spotify. Go to shopify.com/Spotify to take your business to the next level today.
Yeah, I'll let you do the intro. It's all yours. It's your show. I'm just here. It's your show tonight. I'm just here.
Okay, there we are. All right. And you guys are going to hear us count down and start an intro with no edits. 3, 2, 1, and welcome everybody. This is Digital Dive-In, the proper gaming talk show. Tonight is our proper stream night.
Hey, dude.
What's up?
Hey, just a heads up. It's just Discord. It's just a Discord screen. It's not. Didn't you put the overlay in the background and everything on the cam overlay and everything, or no? On the set, on that scene.
What do you mean? It doesn't see our cameras right now?
No. It shows the Discord. Whatchamacallit? It shows the Discord screen. But I thought you had like the background and everything in the background.
Oh no! I forgot to put that.
Oh, you didn't do that. Okay, no worries. Just make it full screen. Inside baseball, guys. Hey. Yeah, just make it full screen so everyone doesn't see all your other channels and everything.
Yeah. So today we are going to be talking about toxic gaming trends and things that happen in gaming that could be good for the industry or could be bad. We're really not sure, but that's what we're here talking about it and talking about it with you. So I do want to sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to say, hey guys, welcome back to Digital Dive-In, the proper gaming talk show with your hosts Sanzology and Jay Dubs, because he forgot to do that entire part.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's who we are.
You can tell we're pros at this, right? This is what happens when I give him the reins.
You know, this is why I have the reins, because it needs to be more lax. We're sitting here chilling. It's a Thursday night. It's about to be the end of the week. Star Wars comes out tomorrow.
It is.
Star Wars comes out
it
tomorrow.
does.
Star Wars comes out tomorrow, and I have to
I'm
wait
playing
8
it, like-
hours to play it. Actually,
Dude.
I think it comes out
Dude,
today.
I had to wait a full like 48 hours. Okay,
Well,
so calm down. I
checked-
can't play until Saturday.
I checked the Steam page, and it said it was open, available in like 10 hours, and that was at 1 o'clock today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it
I'm
comes
a-
out at midnight.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing that tonight. Never mind. I probably won't
Of
go to
course
sleep.
you are. I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad. Oh my
That's gonna get all
god.
my attention tonight. So yeah, and that's a trend that's been doing well. You know, we've been getting some good bangers lately. It's been a good
We
trend.
have.
Let's keep it going. We literally, I think every month this year we had a big release or a at least mid to big release, and then
Yeah, so far.
now we're doing it back to back to back to back. After Street Fighter, after Street Fighter comes out, right after that is Resident Evil 6. Alive came out today, and then tomorrow is Star Wars. Bob vs. Cyberpunk comes out.
Also, I don't think you meant Resident Evil 6. I think you meant Tekken. Resident Evil 6 already came out.
I said Street Fighter. Didn't I say Street Fighter 6? After Street Fighter 6 is Final
said
Fantasy
Resident Evil
16.
6.
Oh, well, okay,
You said
sorry.
Resident Evil 6.
After Street Fighter 6 comes Final Fantasy 16, you know.
Yo, that gameplay looked lit, by the way. Real
Yeah.
quick, that gameplay looks so cool. I'm probably going to buy that. That might be a day one buy for me.
Nah, I'm good.
It might, dude. Like, there's a couple of surprising games that have,
I mean,
like,
that's the thing.
we've
Final
seen more
Fantasy,
stuff for. I'm just like, oh,
but,
shit.
but that's the thing about Final Fantasy. It always looks good, but it never is good. It's not always good, especially on release.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, Final Fantasy
has had some
15
big blunders.
was really good.
On release, it wasn't. On release, it was not that great. 13, Final Fantasy 13. A lot of people hated that when that first came out.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had some blunders. Even Final Fantasy 14 was, you know, almost DOA until it had that miraculous comeback. You know.
Seriously, dude. Seriously.
So you know, Final Fantasies, and then Strangers of Paradise. What? Not. That's just kind of okay.
Yeah.
If you're a hardcore fan, you might like it, but then if you're a hardcore fan, you'll say that 1 through 6 was the best time. You know, so
the Final Fantasy fans are like Star Wars fans, okay? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and
But
so,
no, I mean, I liked. I don't. This is not a Final Fantasy conversation, but I just want to say
No.
I liked. I guess it was Final Fantasy 14, not the online one, but the one that came on.
that was the online one.
Okay, so Final Fantasy 15. 15 is the one I liked. That one was pretty cool. I know online is like one of the best MMORPGs ever made apparently now because it got, like you said, it got saved out of nowhere. But like the fact that you still have to pay a subscription after paying for the game is just kind of still cringy on my end. So
Yeah, I never understood the World of Warcraft people, especially when I was a kid. I was like, how are you playing World of Warcraft and just paying for it over and over? Who gives you
Yeah.
money? Is this your parent? Who find it? I don't know 90s to 80s to early 2000s parent that will sit there and keep paying for the same game for their kid. Like, that's, you had to have some real cool parents or just parents that were just lush with cash. Because,
Seriously.
like, no parents are just going to pay a subscription for their child to keep playing World of Warcraft. Like, that's crazy. Those kids that were able to have it. Like, but no, so we've had
I know. I was never into those subscriptions, but anyways, go ahead.
No, so like we got some good trends of good games coming out lately. Another back-to-back is Bomber Cyberpunk comes out 2 weeks before Armored Core 6. So like, you know, you have Spider-Man still has to come out and a couple other things.
Yeah.
So we got some good trends of 2023. I kind of predicted this back in 2020 where like everything was getting delayed and pushed back and everything. And I was like, well, if it's going to be at least a 2-year wait, then 2023 should be fire like all the way through. And so far it has. So. But with the good trends, you also get some bad trends, and that's what we're talking about today. Things that you know have been happening in gaming, or just in an industry in a broad or small sense that just people are now trying to replicate, and it's kind of putting a bad tarnish on the idea, you know, and or even making it just annoying completely, you know. So
We've had similar conversations like this before. We talked about the whole meta in gaming and that being a bad trend, specifically when it comes to like, you know, first-person shooters like Call of Duty, which is the reason I stopped playing Warzone. Like,
well, let's be more
the meta
specific.
in that was just dumb.
Not Meta, the Facebook company, or Meta, publicity stunt that failed. Meta as in meta builds in games.
Well, yeah.
You gotta specify nowadays.
True. No, of course. You really do. And it's like, I don't, yeah.
Yeah,
But anyways, that's just one of them. There's so many other trends that are like,
I mean, I wanted to talk about
hit or miss.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to start it off by talking about one that's been, a bigger conversation in games lately, which is handheld devices. Steam Deck had a really good year on its, really good couple months, really good year, and it's become so popular now. Like, I'll see so many comments about people having a Steam Deck, and they did it right. They knew they were releasing in a recession of resources, and what did they do? They made you pay for a spot in line, and when it was ready, they shipped it to you. It was that simple. That's all they had to do. That's all the other companies had to do. Just make you pay for a place in line. And so many people kept saying that online, and then they were just like, no, we're not going to do that. That will actually be smart and efficient. Why would we do that? We're just going to let all the scalpers take the bots and take all the systems, and that's it. So is that really that simple? So, I mean, but no, so they had a really good year, it's become really popular, and now you have all these companies and coming out with these different handheld devices that are supposed to, beat out the Steam Deck. They got the A. O'Neill, they got all these other companies just coming out with devices, and it's just like, I mean,
Asus Regala, baby.
Asus Regala, which I saw that. I mean, it definitely looks like it'll be a good competitor, but the thing is, like, a lot of these companies are just like trying to just throw things inside of a thing that can hold it, and then chalk up the price, and then think it's gonna. The reason why the Steam Deck works is because they purposefully cut corners and knew that they were going to have to cut corners in order for all three things to be aligned. The fit of the console, the marketing of the console, and the accessibility of the console. Like, these things had to be aligned, and when I say accessible, I mean price as well as UI. Just UI functionality. So, they already had Steam. They already had PC culture, like Boomer with Steam. Valve had Steam, and so it was the perfect way to try and take that and try and compact it into a more portable thing, and they were able to do it. And they even said in the beginning we were going to have to cut costs. This is not number one. This is a trial run. This is the guinea pig.
Yeah, of course.
For if we make a Steam Deck 2, why would you beef up this thing if they didn't know it was going to sell? So that's the thing. These other companies are cashing in on what the Steam Deck did and pioneered and made a success. So it's easy for them to be like, oh, this is going to be out the Steam Deck easy. This is going to be out the Steam Deck easy because they did it smart. They were the first ones to really do something like this for PCs, or not even the first, but like they were the most successful at doing this for PCs. There have been PC, handhelds before, but they were so expensive and they were just so like unique that so. But Steam Deck did a successful job, and they did it because they took what it was going to be. They made it more, ergonomic and just functional. You notice it has like a deep curve in the back, and you can set that down on any kind of surface so it doesn't get hot. Instead of it being like a flat, underneath. It has like curves.
I'm gonna rein him in real quick before he just starts ranting about how much he loves the Steam Deck.
but anyway, so like they had a good success, and now we see all these other companies trying to cash in, but like not really doing the smart thing and trying to really think about like how functionality of the Steam Deck would, like how functionality of the thing would be. Like some of them take like the Nintendo controls where it's just like kind of awkwardly where the joysticks are diagonal instead of like right next to each other.
I never got that trend. I never really got that. It's kind of the Xbox trend. But before we get into that conversation, really quick, a little bit more inside baseball. Buddy, I need you to do two things. One, turn down Spotify a little bit, and two, turn down the audio capture source for Discord on OBS. Because I'm listening to it and I am blowing everyone's ears out. Because my voice just.
What else?
Do two things. One, turn down Spotify a little bit, and two, turn down the audio capture source for. Sorry, guys. This is the first time streaming, and actually, it's the first time setting up all these sources. So, you know, it is what it is. It took me forever to learn how to do this, so.
I mean, I'm also coming home from work, which was very stressful, so I'm not giving a fuck right now.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Don't worry about it, bro. I get it.
No, it's not like I'm not giving a fuck, but like it's just like
No, I know.
my brain's like
no worries.
burnt out
You're good on my. You're good, bro. I get it. I totally get it.
but yeah,
the biggest part. Let me just see. I'll make sure that. Do you turn down Discord on OBS?
No, I just turned down. I turned down the general audio capture.
No, turn down. Do you have Discord as an audio capture?
Yeah, I have it as a window capture.
No, but as an audio, like in the all the sound bar side on OBS. If there's a desktop audio, turn that down. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't have the desktop audio on here.
Well, scroll down. It might be in the list. It should be a default sound capture.
Yeah, I deleted that. I took that out. How does it sound now though? Because I turned
Let me see.
a bunch of
Let me see.
down.
I'm still super loud.
Alright, how about now?
I don't know. Let me see. I'm waiting until it catches up.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because there's a lag. There's a latency. No, I'm still super, super loud. So let me just see if I can like put my mic way up here so I don't blow everyone's ears out.
Yeah, see, I stopped sitting so close to my mic because I realized how sensitive things are. So
Because there's a latency. My mic is like hella sensitive, so because it's still super, super loud. See if I can like put my mic way up here so I don't blow everyone's ears out. Man, it's still super loud. I'm still super loud. But whatever. I mean, I guess my voice just carries. I don't know. I'm still super loud. Sorry, guys. Turn down your volume. I don't know what to tell you.
let me see. Oh, that's super weird. Input capture.
If I could see your screen, I could tell you exactly what you need to do. But don't worry about it. Don't want to be giving too much away on Inside Baseball.
But no, so I don't know if it's good. What do you think about it? Like, I don't know if it's good.
So handheld consoles, it depends how it's done. It really depends how it's handled, right? Because the Steam Deck was really, really great for a reason. It gave you a really, really good product. Not a really good product. It gave you a very decent product that has a ton of support behind it and a ton of compatibility behind it at a price point that matched really freaking well. That was the biggest thing with the Steam Deck, was that it gave you, like, it was this price of like a flagship killer smartphone, right?
Right.
It was like, you know, 500 to 800 or 500 to 700 bucks depending on which one you went with. Yeah. I think the most expensive one was, I guess, 800.
It was about 7. I paid like 700.
Yeah, because the cheapest one was 5.
No,
then it went up
like,
to
it was like 3 or something.
4. It was not 3. I was guarantee it was not 3.
It was 4. Yeah, it
had to be like 4 or 5. 4 or 5 than 7.
It was the price of a Nintendo Switch, the least expensive one. Mm. And then the second one was like 500, 550, and then the third one
560 or something.
Yeah.
So I got that was really nice. That was that was really cool. They gave you all those different tiers, right? Mm-hmm. That was super neat. Liked that a lot. And then you had the choice for price point, for features, for whatever you wanted, and that was really, really cool. Not a lot of places do that. That's really neat. Loved that. And then you had, there's a ton of compatibility because it's backed by Steam, so you have the entire Steam library, more or less. And there's more games being added all the time. So you have all of that.
And they give you the freedom to emulate it, do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they give you the power of Steam in a handheld device that runs on Windows, which is wild. So with all these other ones that are releasing, the biggest drawback to a lot of these is the price point. Because you got the 1X player that came out, which is beefy as all hell, but it's also $1,000 for a handheld device. And it's like, damn, really $1,000 for a handheld? That's rough.
And then you gotta look at the performance too. Like if it's
Yeah, you gotta look at performance. Like it's really like the One X player apparently is pretty solid. But again, you're paying for that. Now, for you to have like some actual competition, you gotta compete alongside the Steam Deck, which I think that's what the Asus ROG Ally is going to be doing. Like they already said they're keeping their price point below 1,000 because I think they do definitely want to compete directly, not directly, maybe indirectly with the Steam Deck. I don't know how many tiers they're going to give you in terms of different kinds of devices, depending on storage and all that stuff.
So far, it seems like Steam Deck's
have the one
tier system. Yeah, everybody else looks like has the one.
So we'll see what happens with the ROG Ally, but that one looks like, just from the spec analysis, like it beats out the Steam Deck, the most expensive Steam Deck, every single step, which is nuts. And it runs on Windows, so you have that compatibility as well. Yeah. But again, it's the price point. The price point is going to make it break it. So I think it's, for certain situations, this handheld trend is a really, really good idea. It's a really good trend, and it's a way to just engage gamers more. It's really just pure gamer attention, basically, is what gamers want.
Yeah.
But then, on the other side, you have other bullshit, like what we talked about a couple of weeks ago with the PlayStation 5 handheld companion device thing, which is just focused on cloud streaming and as a companion to your PlayStation 5, which I get it because they want to do more with remote play, but having a whole handheld device that you're going to pay for like that is just dumb and stupid. I don't like it at all.
So
especially when you can do it on your phone with remote play. So
literally, cloud gaming defeats the point of a mobile handheld.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're not going to have Wi-Fi or any internet connection when you're in the car going somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then,
unless you have an internet, unless you have like a data connection sponsored through someone else,
that's what I was
which has been seen before, because I think the Switch does that. I think.
That's what I'm about to say. You can. Then you have to fucking go and buy your own individual internet plan for this.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to have service without Wi-Fi, you have to actually. I'm like, bro, and that's another thing. Like, we're gonna start seeing that a lot too when this trend continues. There's gonna be some handheld that's gonna come out. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's only internet, but then, hey, look, we can get you an internet service plan to go with this handheld device.
Yeah, right. Right. Then, like, I don't mind. I 100% do not mind being able to cloud stream on a handheld device. That's super cool. But at the same time, that shouldn't be the entire point of that device, which is what the PlayStation handheld is looking to be. So I don't really care. Not gonna get that. Not at all. I would like, if it can do all this shit offline, then lit. If it can't, then what's the point? If I'm going to play on PS5, I'm going to be playing it on my PS5.
Like, here's the thing. For some reason, lately, console gaming handhelds have just been terribly implemented. Like, it just has not been.
Yeah, and we had that conversation before, and I highly recommend people to go check out that video because it was a really, really good video. I like that one a lot, actually.
No, yeah, and here's the thing: it's just like console. I feel like console gaming. They were going to try and cash in on it just for the pure sake of money. Like,
they just want more. They just want more devices. They want more stuff to their name, basically.
And then let's say these handhelds do come out. There's so much control and constriction around them, you can't break them up. You can't do anything like cool with it, unless you're breaking some kind of.
You can't really edit it. You can't really swap out pieces and parts like you can a regular PC. That goes for pretty much any console itself. PS5 was the first one really that you could update the SSD. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, you can open it and kind of play with it.
But that was super cool.
They're like, yo, don't do this. Don't do this. But here's how.
The PlayStation 5 was the first one that they were like, go ahead, you can do this, because they gave you a whole, before the PS5 even released, they released a video on how to take it apart, so you did not break it when you did it. Yeah. And I was like, that's super cool. I love that.
That was more or
Please
less-
do more of that.
That was more or less to replace parts. It wasn't to like actually fuck with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just like Steam, like the Steam Deck. They were just like, yo, here's how you take this apart. Here's how you take out certain parts, the motherboard. How you, don't do this so you don't shock yourself. Like, but like it was the first time they did a like an X-ray open the box thing. I mean, I think they did something similar with the PS4, but like it wasn't as in depth or anything, or it wasn't like a whole like showcase video. But I think that console gaming needs to stay away from this trend. I think
they do. Personally, I think console gaming should stay away from handhelds. Just do what you know. Hang out with that. Do cloud streaming 100%. Definitely throw a shit ton of money into cloud streaming.
No.
Yes. Yes, because I love that.
I don't need to be online. It's the same thing with online only games.
No, because here's the thing. Like, the reason I like cloud streaming is because it gives you the opportunity to play it in more other places. Like, say I'm on a business trip. I don't have my PlayStation, but I can get onto my PlayStation account on my laptop and stream whatever game that I have, or whatever game I have on there. I would love to do that. I would love to have that ability. Like, that's sweet.
Your luck with Wi-Fi is about as good as a hole in the ground.
Again, I'm talking about if I'm on a business trip, right? So I'm going to be in a hotel with hotel Wi-Fi, so I'm good.
And if that decides to go out,
then I'll do something else. I'll do something else. But I'm saying having the ability. That's the thing. Like, having that ability. Cloud streaming is a great thing. It's an awesome thing. I love cloud streaming.
It's all about native, because with native you don't have to worry about their.
Sure. Yes. I'm just saying cloud streaming gives you more opportunity to play the games that you want to play without having to be near your console. There's nothing bad about cloud streaming as long as it's not the focal point for everything.
I mean, that's great, but don't pull a Facebook Meta and sink all your money into it. Like, PlayStation.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying support it. I'm just saying support it.
That better be 5% of what you spend on things. You better be making us some actual good games, some native games of good quality.
Well, I mean, of course, there's always going to be native games. I mean, cloud streaming is just another feature that allows you to play those native games in more places.
Non-natively.
And I like that.
Risking internet connection being shitty. It's like
again, it's not I'm not saying this is a permanent thing. I'm saying this is a feature that you can use and should be supported, not just thrown away. Xbox's cloud gaming is awesome, and it works really freaking well.
Yeah, I mean,
PlayStation needs to put more money into that, so their cloud streaming does well as well. So it's like, just support it. Just keep supporting it. Keep making it better. Keep making it a feature that you can actually use, because then you'll have more people paying for your subscription service. Which, speaking of which, subscription services, guys, we need to talk about these, because there's too many subscription services, okay? There's way too many, and this is becoming a toxic gaming trend, in my opinion.
Yeah, because now you don't just have big companies with subscription services like PlayStation and Xbox. Now you got these third-party companies. Now you got to sign up for Ubisoft Plus and sign up for
there's Ubisoft Plus, there's EA Epic Games Store, EA Play.
Like, bro.
Oh my, there's so many. And then you have Xbox Game Pass and PS Plus. Not to mention, does Steam have anything? I didn't think so.
We don't.
I wasn't sure.
Such things.
I wasn't sure. But no, like, there's too many, and yeah, some of them give you really cool stuff, like, free games and whatnot. But like, unless you are a diehard for a lot of those devs, like Ubisoft, EA, or Epic, like, there's no point in getting all of these. Okay, even for when you have a console, like.
You know how much
having PS Plus and Xbox Game Pass, that's like $200 $200 a year, depending on which tier you get. Might be more.
For Steam's subscription service?
Oh, calm down.
It's free.
Calm down.
It's free. All you have to do is make an account. That's it. You're subscribed.
Well, technically, you don't have to pay for Xbox Game Pass or PS Plus if you don't want to. It's just, it gives you the ability to play online, which is a conversation in and of itself.
So you do need Xbox Game Pass and PS Plus.
What?
So you do. Well, I mean, you do need PS Plus, but you don't need Xbox.
You don't even need PS Plus. You can still access the stores and play all the games on your system whenever you want without a PS Plus or a Game Pass subscription.
Oh yeah, but you still need to get to have internet.
Yeah, to play online for certain games. There's a couple games that you don't need to play online, which is I always love. Usually there's like those free-to-play games, which is net lit.
I think that's just wild.
But,
like console gaming and people are just okay with
it's stupid. It's stupid.
You get double charged for internet. Like what the fuck? Oh man, gotta love it.
It's really dumb. It's really dumb. And that like for the longest time, Xbox and PlayStation, neither of them had that requirement, right?
Yeah,
both of them you could just play online and it was not an issue. Only until I think the PS3 or PS4.
PS3 was free, which was beautiful.
PS4.
That's one of the one of the big reasons why PS3 was really popular.
Here's the thing. It was popular, but it got hacked constantly.
Yeah,
and their servers were always down, which is why they started making people pay, and the servers got fixed, and now they're better than ever.
Yeah, but we also
like the PS3 online was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare.
I mean, yeah, but I was in high school and I wasn't getting an allowance, so why the fuck would I pay for internet? Why the fuck would I
get? You have your mom pay. You have your parents pay. What are you doing?
Why would they double charge? They would not. My parents are not the type to pay for video games or anything gaming related.
I mean, I didn't have PS Plus. I didn't have PS Plus when I had my PS3 either, right? But like half the time I wanted to play Call of Duty online, the servers were down. They were just destroyed. So I couldn't play. I could only play a handful of times. I was like, jeez, what the hell?
I mean, when I finally got Wi-Fi on the later end of the PS3's life cycle, I was having a good time. I didn't really mind it. I get that. You know,
I had a PS3 from the beginning. I got it when it first came out. So
I mean, I did too, but
I had to deal with all that bullshit.
I did too, but I didn't have internet. And back then, not having internet for your console wasn't that big of a deal. Haha.
It wasn't. Nowadays, it's a necessity. And I still think that online play by itself should be free. But, I mean, it's never going to be free ever again. So we have that.
I mean,
and I think, but like that in and of itself,
PC,
you have to look at it. You have to look at it, right? Because, like, on one end, we saw what happened when this shit was free. And they got hacked. They had no security. Servers were down all the time. It was a mess. Even Xbox was pretty similar with the Xbox 360. As soon as people started paying for this, and both these companies had the money to support all that, the servers and everything got a lot better. And they've been better than they've ever been. So, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Now, PC, like the online play for PC is purely through those developers. So
it's the internet's just you have internet because you have a computer, you have Wi-Fi. If you have Wi-Fi, you have no issues. You don't have to double pay, and this is why PC Game Pass is less expensive because you're not paying for internet service along with the Game Pass. You're just paying for the Game Pass.
Yeah.
So that's why it's less expensive. Which
I really wish PC Game. I really wish PC Game Pass included game streaming because that's the biggest bummer ever that they don't. You have to get Game Pass Ultimate for cloud streaming. I'm like, oh come on! I just wanted to stream Starfield to my POS laptop. I can't run it on this laptop. I don't really want to play that game when it comes out. I don't have the money for a PC, so it's like.
I mean, you could just get a low-end PC. You know, you got a PS5. You can
get dude, for Starfield, like I'm gonna need a beefy one.
Yeah, probably. Especially
I'm gonna need a beefy one to play that.
Especially if you want to play above 30 frames. Yeah.
Exactly right. Especially because they're capped on console. So I was like, well, I'm not playing it on Xbox. Not that I ever would, anyways. But still. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think in general, I think cloud or subscription services are a toxic trend purely for the fact that there's so many of them. This has become the same as like, you know, streaming TV or movies. All those streaming services that we have now, there we cut cable because we wanted to save money and we had, you know, Netflix. And now there's Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Paramount, Hulu, Voodoo, freaking every
Network,
TV or whatever.
BET,
Oh my god.
Comedy Central, BET, CW, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel. Like it just goes on. Like literally.
Yeah, like each of the cable channels now have their own subscription service, and now people are paying them when you could also just go get cable again and probably get it for a cheaper price. So it's just going around in the freaking circle. I'm like, what is going
we're
on?
all back to square one now. Like, and it's funny because that's how trends go. You just keep going and going. Next trend, all these companies trying to get brought up. Let's bring it home, buddy.
Yeah, that's the big news that we wanted to hit on tonight. If you guys didn't know, the CMA blocked the Xbox Activision Blizzard deal, which was a huge deal. And this is out in England, the UK. And, of course, Microsoft is appealing it because they say that the CMA does not understand the market situation, which is, I think, such a bullshit claim because this is their job to understand the market situation. Like literally in charge of regulating the market, and Xbox is over here like, you don't understand the market situation, man. It's like, well,
I mean, at least they're not being as sore losers. At least they're not being as sore losers as PlayStation. They were kicking and fucking screaming, man. Like, oh man,
PlayStation is the one.
PlayStation
is the one that brought this up because they didn't want to be cut out of,
they frankly said
Call of Duty.
They frankly said they would not be good enough to make a new game that could be as good as that or make something of their own.
Well, let's be honest. There's never going to be a FPS franchise that will rival Call of Duty. It's impossible at this point.
Doom.
No, not in terms of scale. Dude, not in terms of scale and accessibility. No. There's Doom and there's Call of Duty. If you look at those numbers, Call of Duty outplays Doom every single step of the way, okay?
No, Call of Duty
is the iPhone of the video game. Call of Duty is the iPhone of the video game industry,
means it's
okay?
basic as shit and racists have them. What is
no
that?
Shit. No
What
shit.
does that
I'm
mean?
saying, but everybody will always buy it because it's Call of Duty. Everyone will always buy the iPhone because it's an iPhone.
No, people play Call of Duty because it's become esports. Like it's become an esports.
It's the most popular gaming franchise of all time. Yes.
So that's why.
That's what I'm saying. Like Doom is Doom. Yeah, Doom has its fans, but that popularity can never outplay Call of Duty ever.
Lies. If it wasn't for Doom, there would be no Call of Duty. So lies.
It does not matter. It does not matter. Okay. But the Doom popularity is not the same.
PlayStation literally said they do not have the talent to make something just. And I'm like, well, where's your initiative?
No, of course not, because they tried. They tried to make many Call of Duty clones. They tried to make so many Call of Duty clones. They tried to make franchises that could rival it. Never happened. They had Resistance. They had Killzone. They had the. I forget the other one.
Killzone was pretty dope. Killzone was hype. They were all.
Killzone was dope until they killed it with Shadowfall.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I mean, so what? You just give up? Like that's not how that works. Like you just
but like at this point in time,
Call of Duty is not God tier. It's become generic. It's become boring. A lot of people have quit. So like, it's not even that great. It's just something that people buy.
A couple of loud people have quit. But that's
like saying
nothing to Call of Duty
the NBA. That's like saying the NBA sports games are good, and you already know what you're going to fucking say. Yeah, they're not. But guess what?
I don't like sports games.
Yeah, but guess what? Everybody fucking buys them. Like,
yeah, exactly. I'm telling you. I'm not saying they're good. I'm saying they're popular, and they will remain popular unless they do something horrible. Like at this point, they could the main dev of Call of Duty could kill a baby. And people would still rush out in droves to buy the new game. They can do nothing. They can make people pay out the ass for their game. They could make it like a subscription service just to play the online mode on top of paying another subscription service for that console. And people would still pay it. People would still play it.
That's not true.
I almost guarantee
that's not true because that's just as bad as doing fucking NFTs, and we see how that worked out. So give.
I always guarantee you that it would still remain as popular
If the
as it is
CEO
now.
raped the baby, then that company will be done. Goodbye. Anyway.
But either way, the fact that all these devs are, or all these companies are trying to buy up other companies and, you know, make it. It's annoying.
No, I mean,
It's just annoying. It's just plain annoying.
I think it's because it dampens creativity a lot in the gaming industry, like, and just in the industries in general. You notice people get brought up and then they have to follow their rules, their regulations, do what they want to do instead of doing what you want to do. Fucking Sprint doesn't even exist anymore because it got absorbed into T-Mobile. The fuck is that? Like,
okay, see that's a good example, right? So using the example of T-Mobile, right? They bought up two other. Well, they technically went into a partnership with Sprint, but then got absorbed ultimately. But like Sprint bought out, was it Nexus, whatever, Nexus, because Nexus was going under. They were in trouble. They were going bankrupt. They did not have the money to stay afloat. So they were bought by Sprint, so the company could still remain somewhat of a company, and those people could still have a job essentially. And then, like, T-Mobile has been doing this. They go to people that are in trouble, and they're like, hey, let's do a partnership. Hey, do you want to become part of us? And they're like, yeah, sure. You know what? We're failing on our own, but let's go for it, you know? That's what some of these devs have been doing, you know? Like, some of the devs have been in trouble, and these bigger companies will come and essentially save their business, more or less, you know. We saw that with, oh god, what was it? Oh shit, I'm blanking right now. Oh my god, I'm blanking. It wasn't Arcane. Was it Arcane that was in trouble and they were bought by Bethesda or ZeniMax?
I don't think any of them were in trouble. I just think they wanted to.
Or was it? No, because it might have been. It might have been BioWare that was quote unquote saved by EA after Andromeda and everything. It might have been that. Don't quote me on that, but there have been a couple of instances of like devs that just kind of like nearly disappeared and went under, and then a bigger dev bought them up and basically saved their business because now they, you know, have the money and the backing and the support of a way bigger company, way deeper pockets to put out really good games. So, but it gets toxic when you have all these companies that are like, you know, racing to see who can buy the most devs, and it creates a monopoly. Like, no one wants that. Not even a monopoly because it's all shared by, like, you know, freaking 4 nations from Avatar at this point. And it's like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, monopoly would probably be a good way to put it, just because.
No, and monopoly would be one company having an edge over everyone.
I mean, it would be almost a monopoly. Like, I don't know what you would call that.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it simple. Say almost a monopoly.
Well, that's why CMA blocked the Activision Blizzard deal, because it would have given Xbox a competitive edge in the market, or an unfair advantage in the market. Because they already have ZeniMax, they already have a ton of others.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, that makes sense.
They have a lot of devs under their belt now.
Yeah.
And especially taking the dev of Overwatch, Call of Duty, and others, World of Warcraft, and making that, you know, part of Microsoft, that would have given them way too much. In my opinion. Because, I mean, all the devs that, like, PlayStation bought, and this is not a PlayStation versus Xbox conversation, right? I'm just saying, the devs that PlayStation bought, they're like, you know, single franchise devs. You know, it's Blue Point, you know? It's friggin', there was rumors about them buying, like, something big, like Square Enix or something, but then they bought Bungie, who right now is just making Destiny. That's all they're making. You know, they're not buying these, like, parent companies that come with like 40 other devs under them. That'd be like them buying EA essentially, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
so you gotta look at it that way. Like, PlayStation is buying single devs, Xbox is buying like complete companies.
I mean, I really didn't care. I was just hoping that Xbox could stick it in a PlayStation's craw for once, because PlayStation's really becoming the prissy bitch of the club, and it's not flattering.
Well,
You know, and they're just being so anti-consumer, and I would just like that to stick in I would just like to stick it in PlayStation's crawl. They're being a little bit of a tight ass right now. You know, but I mean, it is what it is. Xbox will be fine. Like, they're cooking, man. Like, they dropped top.
oh yeah, this is not going to hurt Xbox at all. They're doing the appeal just to save face, but the appeals never go through anyways. So
And even
they're kind of
they're just playing the long game, and I need people to understand that. Everybody keeps just like, when are these fucking games gonna come out? I'm like, bro, you got 6 years, and they're already cooking it. You already know Elder Scrolls 6.
I mean, Xbox is taking a very long time on a lot of these games.
I mean,
like they announced them way too soon, and they only announced them because they wanted to show people, hey, we're doing something finally. So
yeah, but you bet your ass.
because they left their players in the dust for the last 2 generations. So it's like, come on, man.
But I bet you they're working on 120 frame native, you know, on a lot of these games, and working on that performance and
Possibly.
really taking it to the next level, because that was always Xbox's thing. Like, they always had better performance than PlayStation.
They did.
You know, even
It
going
was
back to
just
the
they had better
original-
performance, but less games to have the performance be awesome on. So it's like,
Well, I mean, they were popping in Xbox and Xbox 360 days. The only thing that held them back with the 360 was they kept fucking breaking all the time.
the 360 was as much of a nightmare console as the PS3 was. My God.
Yeah, my PS3.
But like the Xbox One, Xbox One was a weird console. It had like no support.
Yeah.
They did not give a shit about the players for the Xbox One. It was just there, and it did nothing.
Yeah, and now they have a refrigerator for a console, and it's
Sick.
really good. It's nice. I'm not going to say it's bad.
I mean, PlayStation has a Wi-Fi router, so it's like, what's going on here, guys?
And then they created 2 versions of it. You know, they got the S and X, which was a really smart move, given, you know, it's almost like they knew the pandemic was coming.
No, right? Seriously.
You know, and
I don't know.
It was dope. You know, I like it. I like that Xbox Series X. You got Game Pass. You got backwards compatibility. This is one thing that they had that over PlayStation. They had backwards compatibility all back to the original Xbox. All the games in there.
It is. That's a really, really good gaming trend that more people, notably PlayStation, needs to jump on, please, because backwards compatibility is important. Yeah.
Game preservation.
Game preservation in general. And we always come back to this conversation. We're not going to hold on there more. One last.
Now. They're shutting down the stores now, so like.
Yeah. Well, GameStop is toxic as all hell. So
I meant the
there's
digital
that.
storefronts too, like all the old.
Oh well, there too.
consoles.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, you have to at some point. I mean, you can't support them forever. But and if you're going to do that, then yeah, of course you got to have those games still playable somewhere.
Yeah.
And not through a subscription service. PlayStation, stop doing that. I don't want to pay just to play those games. Stop it. Just add them to the marketplace so we can buy those games again, or have the discs playable. Which I mean that's a hardware issue. That's a hardware issue.
Regardless, if they
really would.
If they gave us the disc, or if they resold the disc, or if they resold it digitally, like it would be fine. You know,
they gotta do something. And that brings us to our last gaming trend that I'm on the fence about, but that's remakes and remasters. And again, I'm not talking about our thoughts on remakes or remasters, because we've done that a lot, but just talking about like the trend in general, because we've been seeing it a lot, becoming a lot more prevalent. We just got the Resident Evil 4 remake, sorry. Dead Space remake, which was actually amazing. Apparently, I didn't get a chance to play it, but I saw a lot of people play it and got incredible reviews. Resident Evil 4 kind of came out and no one talked about it, which was weird. They talked about it for like a week and then it disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was a marketing issue. I don't know. It was weird.
I mean, people did reviews about it and talked about it and stuff.
Well, yeah, of course. You're going to talk about it. It lasted, like, the notoriety around that game lasted about a week and then it disappeared. Whereas, like, if a game is a hit, it lasts for a while. Like, Elden Ring was hyped for months.
Yeah, but that's a new game.
Same with God of War.
I mean, that was a new game. This is a remaster.
But it was a no, it was a remake.
Well, it's a remake.
It was a remake.
Yeah, that was a new
That's
game.
different. I mean, even Dead Space lasted a good few weeks. Like people were talking about that game for a while.
They were talking about it for a week, and that was it.
Nah, I kept hearing about it for like a good at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's because they kept comparing it to Callisto Protocol.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Callisto Protocol was the original dev, and that game was.
Yeah, that's what everybody said.
It was just.
I don't play horror games, so like I really care less.
That's fair.
I mean, I did try to play Dead Space 1, the original one. I got it on PC, and that shit.
Well, you got the remake, didn't you?
No, that shit scared
I
me.
thought you got the remake.
No. I had the original, and I was playing through that before the remake came out.
Okay.
But that
I thought you said you got the remake.
That game is scary as fuck. I will give it to it as one of the scariest horror games of all time. Make my bow and never play one again. But
But I don't know, like, do you think that all these remakes and remasters are a good or bad trend? I mean especially coming off of the conversation about gaming preservation.
I was gonna say we were just talking about gaming preservation. So I mean it is, but you just gotta know when and where to handle it. Like if you gave me a remake of Street Fighter 1, like fight for fight, like mode for mode, everything, like just nothing from the new stuff, just everything. Oh, just give me a update to what it looks like now. I mean, shit, I might spend money on that. Who knows? Like, you give me you give me a Street Fighter Third Strike remake, or like some of the greatest ones before 4. You give me a remake of any of those shit, or Mortal Kombat 2 or 3, or like I don't know, man. I might buy that, like So, but it's just like if you're talking about a Horizon Zero Dawn remake or remaster, then like no.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on with that. That is the dumbest thing I think that I've heard, and so that's exactly where this trend becomes toxic, is when they see it as just. And I'm sorry for the constant refocusing. It's when devs use it as a get rich quick scheme almost, and it's just like you don't need a remake of this game. It was exactly my issue with the Last of Us remake. We did not need a remake for that game just because you wanted to connect it more or bring up the graphics to the new game, right? It didn't need a remake. You already remastered it once for the PS4, okay? That's all you needed. It still looks great. It still played great. Mm-hmm. I don't care about another remake. I really, really don't. We didn't need that at all.
And
Horizon Zero Dawn. We don't need a remake. It just came out in the last generation. Why are you doing this? You're doing this because you're going to get my money for it.
And
I'm
the
like,
TV is
no, just make that game backwards compatible. Shit. Just give it a PS5 update. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, because the series is coming out. That too. So that's good.
Yeah.
But I mean,
again, just give the first game a PS5 update. I don't mind when the games do those updates, the next gen updates. That's lit. That's awesome. I love that, especially when they're free. When they're free, it's even better. If you have to pay an extra $10, I'll do that too. But if it's bullshit. 30 or more, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that. That's what looking at you, Ghost of Tsushima. Freaking hell.
You should, just like with PC, when you get the next generation, it should just naturally upgrade in performance.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to leave you with this question, Pat, and you can answer it, and then we can sign off.
Sure.
With the reemergence of a certain legendary franchise from 2005, would you rather a continuation or a remake?
I'm assuming you're talking about
Budokai Tenkaichi 4, motherfucker.
Oh, that one. Okay.
But
I thought you were talking about a certain mech. I thought you were talking about Armored Core. I was like,
with those two, but they both fit in the same boat. So with those two games coming out,
and
they could have easily just did remasters of those games, and they
could. And I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't, especially after they released the remake of Demon Souls. I thought for sure we were going to see a remake of Armored Core.
Right. Exactly.
That would have been wild.
So what would you prefer? Do you prefer like a remake for, when it's
So-
when it's a legitimate remake and it's it's been 20 years ago, that's fine, but like
Seriously.
so is it when it's a legitimate, when it's got love in it, when it's got passion behind it, like the Dead Space one, like would you rather a remake like that or would you rather a continuation?
So I will always take new over a rehashing of something old. That's just me. I love the fact that Armored Core is doing another game in the franchise, like a sequel game. Love that. Even if it's like, I don't know the story that well for Armored Core. I played Armored Core 5, and that was the only game I got into because it came out in like the PS3, and I was like, ooh, mechs! Awesome! It was a random game I picked up at GameStop. Maybe just press play. I forget. But yeah, so I don't know if this one takes like direct continuation. I don't know the story at all or anything. But either way, I am happy that they're just doing a continuation in the series instead of rehashing an older game.
Right.
The old games are there if I want to go play them. Would I mind a remake of the very first Armored Core? No, that would be kind of lit. That would be kind of dope, actually. I've never played it, so that would give me the opportunity to play it because I can't anymore. I mean, that was like, what, PS2?
Yeah.
Or earlier? God. So it's like, I would like to play that game, legit, because I would like to play the whole series because I love 5. The 5 was incredible, and I'm so excited for 6. I played 4. I'm so excited for 5. Sorry, I get the numbers messed up.
I think it is
It's
on
the 5th one
6.
coming out, right?
No, it's a 6th
Is it 6? Okay, I was right. Never mind. I was right. Shut up. So no, I'm super excited for like fighting games. Fighting games is something that I always prefer something new, no matter what, because in most cases they greatly improve the performance and the mechanics of fighting games in any new release. I mean, you saw that with Mortal Kombat 11, and like the mechanics for 11 were great. Like they were really, 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 really good. Even look at Injustice 2, vastly improved over Injustice 1, in my opinion.
No, yeah.
Oh my god. Street Fighter 6, play the demo. Oh, holy shit, it's awesome.
I played the demo too. That joint was nice.
So smooth.
Yeah.
So smooth. Like, God. And I'm not good at fighting games, so I'm excited for Tekken 8 also. Like, that's going to be crazy. So, I like it as long as they don't mess too much with, doing random, stuff with the combos and the fighting style and throwing in random ass features, then yeah, I would always prefer them to do something new and just, unless they do a remake and bring all those mechanics up to the modern age. If they do that, then cool. But in most cases, they're going to make a remake of the game, but keep what made that game special. That's hard to do.
Yeah, and I can't even put Final Fantasy VII in either category because they're actually retelling the story and redoing the story.
They are, yeah. It's almost an entirely new game.
Yeah, which is stupid because it's just like.
I mean, it is, but I mean, this story makes significantly more sense than the original. The original story made very little sense at all.
I'm just mad that Sephiroth didn't get to kill that poor girl. Like that was such a funny ass scene in the PlayStation 1 game.
I mean, it's coming. It's coming. They're doing this game in parts. They're doing the game in parts because it's such a long ass story.
I thought they reversed Ariel, whatever her name is. I thought they reversed her getting killed.
I don't think so.
I think that was like the big twist at the end. Man, we're talking about this game. I don't even know if y'all played it yet, but it's been like 4 years, right? So we should be good. Sir, we're live. We don't have time.
Let me see really quick. I know. Okay, so the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is building up to that because they did not, like, obviously they didn't do it at the end of the first part, but it's because, they're doing it in separate parts.
Okay.
Like, they're not telling the whole story in one game, right? They're splitting it up into several parts.
Yeah.
Because they want to flesh out certain parts of the story a little bit more,
No, that's
which
fucking
I like.
scummy, man. No, that's scummy, man. You don't need to put it in 3 games. You could have just put it in 1.
No, they're basically like fleshing it out like they did in, they're basically doing like a movie where they can flesh out certain parts of the story, do more flashback shit, and give you more time playing with certain characters. Wow, they did make a movie. And they did a sequel movie. That was
No,
really,
I know
really
they
good.
make movies
Anyways,
about Final Fantasy, but just make a movie about this specifically if you want to do that. Like, don't.
They
make
should,
people
they should.
Spend, what is this going to be? $200 on this one game? Like,
hey, yeah, I mean, I don't know,
Like,
but
come on.
I know Rebirth is coming out this year or next year or something like that, so that'll be interesting. I still have not beat the first one, so yeah.
I don't really like Final Fantasy games. They're whatever.
We started this video talking about Final Fantasy. We're ending it with Final Fantasy. Guys, what do you think about all these different toxic gaming trends? Is there a toxic gaming trend that you have noticed that we did not touch on? Please let us know in the comment section below. Let us know all your thoughts as well. Sorry this one was a bit funky. Settings got to be tweaked, but I mean, this is a weird one because...
No, we should just call it the funky gaming talk show, because everything's just
yeah, all right. Look, all right, every single week is a different situation, so
That's great. That's how we should just make ourselves known, by having streaming issues. We can be the do's and don'ts of YouTube, and then
the do's and don'ts of YouTube.
Yeah.
The totally professional gaming YouTubers. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, we would love for you to subscribe. We lost 2 subscribers. That's not great. To be fair, they probably weren't actual subscribers. They're probably bots. So it might be YouTube just, cleaning house, which I appreciate, but I also want my subs back. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media, which also includes Facebook and Twitter. We're also on Twitch. We are going to be streaming some of these videos once I get back home on 2 platforms at once, so make sure you find us on Facebook, because I'll be streaming on Facebook, whereas Jules will be streaming on YouTube, and we'll make sure that he gets the settings correct. So I'm not blowing out your eardrums with my deep ass voice on YouTube. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Jules, thank you so much for hosting this episode.
Of course.
It was fun. This is a good conversation, and we're trying to keep it around an hour. And this is actually perfect because we started the stream 10 minutes early, so you guys could come in, and we're keeping it at almost a solid hour. So, thanks, guys. Anyways, stay excellent. We'll see you Monday for proper game night. Peace.